Hello, everyone.
And welcome to the
Ladies Tale Podcast.
Yes, this is Jade, by the way. I just have to say it because obviously I haven't been here for a while.
Oh, wow. So we're not doing live today. That sucks.
I know.
Anyway,
we'll figure out
we'll
something.
figure it out later. Anyway. Oh, yeah. Whoa, Jade. I forgot you were here.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
It's been a minute. Yes.
High five.
Okay. And you remember to introduce yourself.
Yes.
Double high five.
Double high five. Yes.
I'm Winona.
Wow. Well, I'm Winona.
That felt really weird because I am the narcissist. So I should have went first.
Should she have?
I should have, but that's okay. I'll let you have it today.
You'll let me have it?
I'll be humble for a moment.
You'll be humble.
It hurts on the inside. It's gonna hurt on the outside in a minute too. But anyway,
you're ridiculous. All right, so
we wrote books, y'all.
Yes,
which is amazing and weird.
Literary life guides with pop poetry, and I thought divorce was bad with other life lessons, and I thought being grown up was easy. Only I and me, a memoir and verse. Whittle's Web and
Whittle's that and Foreign Coffee.
Foreign Coffee, all of those where you get your audio books.
You can find out the rest of our 18 books in case you recognize that was like 6 books that are audio books. The other 12, if you want to like actually do reading, is at www.andithoughladies.com.
But y'all aren't here to hear about us go on and on about how I'm here and fabulous. You're here to hear from my wonderful guests.
Wonderful guests. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hey, ladies, I'm excited to be here. I'm Junda Morris, simple Junda Morris, retired military spouse, U.S. Air Force. Hey, Air Force, 2 amazing boys, and I am a traveler and a businesswoman.
Okay, my first question is, how do you get everything done?
Yes. How do you schedule all of that in?
Hey, I'll leave it up to that man upstairs. He helps me get it together.
Oh, okay. Because that seems like a lot.
I'm just like, you were saying that, and I was like, I need a cup of coffee, and I don't even drink coffee. For my health, I'm like, I don't drink coffee, and I need a cup of coffee. Oh my goodness.
Yes. Go ahead.
So, I mean, so now you're starting a new venture. Tell us a little bit about your new venture that you're starting.
Well, I mean, let me just kind of prelude to the new venture.
All right.
We don't do segues on the show, y'all. So we just jump in. We be like, let's do it.
Prior to doing this new venture, I've been in the fashion industry for, oh my God, let me not age myself, 20 something years. I produce Runway International shows. And under that, we have shows Runway Ghana, Runway Nigeria. We do Runway Liberia. We do runway shows in the Baltimore area. We've been doing for the last 5 years. And the goal of the event is usually to bring international designers, local designers under one roof to help to promote fashion. So we've been doing that for a while. We've scouted quite a few models in the DMV area that have walked for us. And our goal is to still expand. I don't know how I do all of this stuff, but I do, and besides that, where we're segueing into is I work with the Strongman Corporation, and I produce Liberia Strongman Competition, which is a bodybuilding like Arnold Schwarzenegger. We do strongman events, and the goal is to be able to push strongman events across Africa. So we have been working on that event, working along with Ghana Muscle Show, which I just got back from Ghana for that. And there's a lot on my plate, but I try to juggle it little by little. I don't even know how I do it, but I do.
So I have to ask, what goes into producing a show, right? Because we all like, producing movies and producing this. That sounds wonderful, but like, how do you produce a show? Like, what goes into producing a fashion show?
I'm in the stages right now because I'm doing a show in Tampa. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be in Tampa in a couple of weeks. So we're doing Runway International Tampa. The goal, we're taking the tour, the show all across, and we're kind of doing like a business in a box model. So for instance, like you say, how do you produce a show? If somebody is in maybe Louisiana and they said, you know what, I've always wanted to produce a show. How do I do it? We're kind of doing this to be able to say, hey, listen, this is step A to step B, business in a box. You can do this show, run it under our brand, and be able to host a show every year. But to answer your question, the first thing you start, I tell about the venue is important. You get your venue and work your way back. And then, from there you go on and you get your flyers, you start scouting out for your models. You start scouting out for your help that you need for the show. If you're going to have vendors, you put your things out for vendors. You start scouting out for your designers, who's going to be in show, because the designers make the show. So who's going to be a part of your show? What incentives are you giving them? Why are they coming in? Are they going to be paying? Are they just going to be selling tickets? Then you go ahead and host your casting call. From there, it's all about promotions. You start promoting the show, have the models, get the models and stuff involved. The designers, needs to be involved. And what I realized with a lot of the people in this area, because I've worked Couture Fashion Week in New York and some other big fashion weeks around the world, but people in smaller cities don't really understand how the industry works. So everybody has the perception of what they think is supposed to be. I said, but the reason why you have the big shows in New York, those designers are paying $10,000 just for their own show. So the production can give them everything that they need for their show. They can hire, your front office, your front staff, your back staff, your lighting, all your vendors that you need for your show. You're just coming in and bringing it, and they're taking care of the entire production for you. But when you do a show like what I do, which is a running show, the designers have to pay because you're now giving them publicity. And sometimes they're like, well, why am I? You're promoting your business. So this person is coming in, they're bringing in all of this stuff for you. All you're doing is showing up with your garment. So yes, you do have to pay. Some of the models are like, well, in New York, those models pay those models, but that's because the designers pay $10,000, $15,000 for the production. And out of that production money, they know they're only going to have 10 models, and we're paying these models $1,000 for the show per model. That's where it comes from, because they know that when they do the show, they're going to have buyers in the audience. Because they're inviting all the big buyers coming in. So let's say a Macy's come in and say, hey, I see this garment that you have and I want 20,000 pieces. Macy's has stores all over the country. So that's a big order that they have coming. So they take the risk of spending that money, that's marketing and branding themselves, to be able to get into the big stores. So what we do is we're helping you to market it. Basically, we're coming in as a marketing and promotions company to promote your show. So it's starting to let people understand how it works. And I'm telling the models, if you don't promote the show, how do you expect people to be here? So one of the things that I'm, looking at, that we're looking at doing with the models, is that I'm saying, hey, we want you to sell, if you decide, and I hate to ask models to do this, but I said that's the way that we can get you to make sure that you bring people to the show. If you sell this amount of ticket, if we're selling ticket for $25, I don't mind giving you $10 on the ticket, but sell 20 tickets. That way, that's money that you're making that's coming out of the show. Then we're sharing profit. Then you're vested in the event. You're going to make sure that you have other people coming to the event. Then we have a good show. But you can't just come, I give you all the publicity. It's free publicity. You're coming in and then you want me to pay you. I'm not in business to not make money. So
that's a very interesting concept that you had in the profit sharing that you're offering, which a lot of people, I guess, they don't see it like that. But if you're saying sell these tickets and I will share profit sharing, which is also a good thing.
Yes. And it invest that person into doing a great job for the show, because not only did they are they just walking, they're also part of the reason the show is working.
Absolutely.
Once you become part of the reason it's going to work, you're like, yes, I need to do my best.
As they say, you had some skin in the game.
Yeah.
You're like, so you're all asking people to put a little bit of skin in the game so we can all have a great showing, which is very amazing. And wow.
Well, I'm just gonna say I'm thrilled to have you here today.
Girl,
I do have another question.
Yes, ma'am.
But I had to stop and say thrilled to have you. Oh, now that I stopped and said it,
now you forgot your question.
Yeah, it fell right out of my head. So I'm gonna go with my third question down, because I still remember that one.
Okay.
So you were saying it's kind of like a fashion show in a box. So what city do you think you're gonna head to next?
We're in Tampa. We're in Tampa. After Tampa, obviously we're going to do a show, because we're doing a tour to Ghana in October. So we're looking at doing another show in Ghana. There's still other cities that I'm looking at, and if people are interested, then because I have to because if I'm not in the city, I can't necessarily go in a city and do a show. So I have to have somebody who's from the city that can partner and say, hey, listen, I want to do this. We'll put a contract together, and then I'm there kind of walking them throughout the process to get them to build their business and do their events.
So how do you select designers, and Of course, all the models out there are going to want to know how you select models, but let's just go with the designers. How do you like, oh, this
I'm
is
one of the pickiest show producer, and working in this area, some of the people they consider me, when you don't get along with people, then they say you're mean. But I'm not mean, because for me, I don't like the stereotype of because you're Black, just because you're Black, that means it needs to be ghetto. I am all about, we have quality designers out here. I don't want a hoodie. Anybody can get a hoodie and put a logo on it. No, that's not what I want. But if you give me a hoodie, then do a twist to it that makes it look nice on the runway. Yeah. So for me, I look for designers that are high fashion couture, that have something that when it comes to the show, it wows the audience, is different. It's something that, because me being a buyer and working in the fashion industry for a while, as a buyer, when you go in to look at it, you want to see what's the new trends, what's out there, what's different. Okay, this is, man, wow, this designer has something. Like, I have a designer that usually comes from Burkina Faso, and he makes stuff, what he's saying, he picks stuff from the trash and he transforms them into using and making different materials. So for him, I love his collection. Every time he comes up with something, it's something that is just remarkable. So that's the stuff. I'm not looking for just the everyday. I mean, yes, I might get those every day now and then. I might put onesie and twosies in the show, but I want people that really can show their creativity and what they can. That those are the designers that I'm drawn to. And it doesn't matter. And it's not only Black designers. I'm across the board, because I'm about diversity in fashion. So I have designers that come from Vietnam. I have designers that come from all over in the Vietnamese community or my community. So I have people coming from all over.
Okay, first of all, you just said the Vietnamese community is my community. How good is that food?
I love
Vietnamese food. Okay, let's not even.
It's a snowy day outside. I'm wanting to place some order for some pho right now. Okay.
Yes, I'm thinking about it right now. Now, as soon as you said it, I just
the broken rice. Oh my God,
I was about to be on it. Like, okay, but anyway, I have a silly question.
Oh, I do have. I'm sorry. I'm the narcissist. Okay, never mind.
How in the world? It's early, y'all, and she looks so fat. How do you do this with two boys and running a whole business? How?
Well, obviously this was planned, right? So I did this in like 20 minutes. I'm like,
but it's a snow day, y'all. So I mean, I'm just saying.
So my other question was a narcissist question, and I apologize, but I am the narcissist.
Oh my goodness, here we go.
Okay.
So, you said you have those everyday kind of designs. I just wondered, did you have spot for two adorable African-American writers that have their own
poetry,
that have their own clothing line?
They write poetry.
Let's do it. Absolutely. And she's a stylist, so sometimes it doesn't have to, like I said, you can have a hoodie, but you can style it in a way that it comes down the runway and it looks like, for instance, I give an example. There's an African store in Bowie, and they were one of the people that were in my show the other day, and they had these bell-bottom pants and a thing, and then they had a coat that didn't go with it at all, but I saw they had this hat that's usually worn by men, and I was like, okay, I like that hat. It goes on. And then the jacket, I was like, no, don't wear it, because I want to get Paris. Just put it in, and then I need you to hold it under you as you come. And it looks so chic and so Paris couture.
I can see it. Like, I saw it in my mind when she said she saw this hat that's the only way out. Yes. Yes. That's a yes.
It looks so chic and Paris couture. So it's all about putting things together. It doesn't have to be, but have a creative, because you might be a designer and say, I have this, but then hire a stylist that can maybe put that together for your show and make it look like it's $1 million coming out of somewhere. And then somebody somewhere can be like, hey, you know what? I like what they have. Because what people don't understand, what fashion shows is, it's not just fashion show. As a designer, you're selling yourself. That's a way to market yourself. So you never know who's going to be in the audience that say, you know what? I have a boutique and I want to order that from you. So designers now have to think that way. Hey, I'm promoting my business. So I need to put my best foot forward when I do a show. I had one designer that came and she was pinning everything. And I told her, I said, I'm sorry, you can't be a part of the show. I said, because you told me you had a full collection. I kept asking you, I need to see your stuff before the show. And you're coming here and you're pinning. I'm sorry, you can't be on my show.
Okay, so you living up to what you said.
I love it.
Living up to it right there. No, my other question was like, because you said you have been part of New York shows and international shows. I'm assuming Paris at some point or Italy.
Yes.
What is it like what is it like behind the scenes of those shows?
Busy.
Crazy.
Yep.
All you see in the front is the perfection in the front. You don't hear the screaming. You don't hear the cursing. You don't hear all of those things. But at the end of the day, as a show producer, when it goes out on the runway and it hits that runway, it should look fabulous. Forget about what happened in the back. And that's why I tell people, I say, when I'm doing a show, I might yell, I might do this. That's nothing personal. We just want to make sure that the show goes right. You know, after the show, I'll come and hug you. I love you. Ooh. But when that is going on, you're in the heat of things. Yes, you're going to be yelling. You're going to be doing this. And I try not to be as rude sometimes as they are in New York, because they don't care, you know, they'll not be any kind of way. But for me, I still like to treat people like I want to be treated, you know, but you know, sometimes it gets a little heated, but the show must go on.
Absolutely. And I thank you for explaining how it's not perfection behind the scenes, because a lot of times we just see the perfection and we don't understand the mess. And then you get stressed out as a person trying to live up to this perfection, but you didn't see the mess behind it.
And most people don't know. Most people don't know. They see somebody doing a show and they see the front and I can do it, you know, and they go to do it. And then sometimes they don't realize that you do these shows and you don't make money. They see the front end and they just be like, oh, if they can do it, I can do it too. I'm about to do my own show and blah, 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 blah. And then you sit back, and then when they lose money after a couple of years, they're not doing it anymore because they don't have a passion.
I believe all art, written, film, just painted, designing, I think it's actually an art to be able to put together an event in any way, shape, or form. The reason I think it's an art is because how much goes wrong and the way that you can hobble together everything to make it go right and you can see that perfection, that is a freaking art form. And that is an art form.
I like to play it this way. You see how if you've ever been in a wedding party, you see the craziness that goes on, but when people walk down the aisle, it looks fabulous. Just times that by like 100 people.
That's it.
And that's a show.
It right there.
That's a show.
That's it right there. And you got some models that are talking, I'm never going to do a show again. And you hear them talking all kinds of things. At the end of the day, pictures come out, they look beautiful. Oh my God, when is your next show?
So where can people find out more?
No, before we go, the one question that we need for our advice section, because we do have a lot of people who write that listen to this. So how important is it to have a fashion or a style to your brand? So like when you go out into the public, how important is it to be like, no, this is my brand. This is how I want to present myself.
What I would say, a first impression is a lasting impression. Yes. So you always have to, like I'm coming on here this morning, I had you go, but I knew that coming on here, my presentation meant, it's fine. But for me, how I look, how I present myself speaks volume, because I don't know who's going to watch this video. So I tell everybody, when you come out and growing up, as my mom was like, the things that you needed to do, make sure you have no holes in your underwears when you're going out of your house at all times. You have clean underwear. Make sure you're presentable, because you never know where you are at what time, who you're going to meet. You know, and just how you carry yourself when you go out there, because it speaks volume for you, because people can be watching. And at all times, I got to go, when I was in Ghana, somebody said, in our WhatsApp group, somebody took your video and they saw you walking and they zoomed in on you, but you were on your best behavior. You know, so you just, and especially with the age of cell phones and things like that now, you never know who's where at what time and what they're doing. So it's always important to present yourself in a way that your mama will be proud.
I like it.
I like that.
That is some of the best advice that I have heard in a long time. Thank you. So where can people find out more about you, support your shows, try out y'all designers out there?
You know, and I really wanted to talk, I know we didn't touch on it, but I really wanted to talk about bodies a little bit.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Please.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so back to the first question we asked.
Oh, so what is your new venture that you're doing now?
Because I work with, you know, and I've been from age, I don't know how old, I've battled with weight. That's always been an issue, but I don't let that be a stepping stone in my way and in my life. I have kids that are athletes. So I had an athletic family and I had to be in the gym, but you still struggle with that. But just because you do, that doesn't mean that you live that lifestyle. You still have to continuously, and me, I'm 48.
What? Nobody believes that. No one believes that. No one.
See, like I have to learn from y'all because I know they say black don't crack, but black don't crack a different way for people who are
fabulous,
who are in their 40s. I'm like, I've got to learn that because mine is cracking right up in here.
No. So I have a 28-year-old and a 22-year-old.
Holy crap!
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So bodies though, we got to get back on
let's
bodies.
Go to bodies.
Yeah, let's go back to bodies.
So Bodies Magazine is a magazine that focuses on the it's bodybuilding, muscles, health, fitness, health, and wellness. And we're going to be launching Bodies Magazine. It's going to be distributed here in the U.S. and across Africa on flights going to Africa. And we really want to talk about this. We're looking for contributors, people that can contribute to the magazine and talk about the issues that we as African Americans deal with in our communities, getting out all of those unhealthy foods that are on the roadside, and the healthy things that would actually help us to live a healthy life. Tackling diabetes that so many African Americans are getting at astounding rates. Why are they getting these diseases at this time? It never happened before. So why are we so just tackling those things and talking about the issues that really, really affect us. So Body Magazine will be launching. Yes. And we're going to be looking for writers, contributors, all of that, to go in the magazine. We would love the support. But for me, where you find me, you can find me on Runway International Shows.com. On Instagram, it's Runway International Shows. You can find me. Bodies Magazine is also on Instagram. You can find us on Bodies Magazine, BODIES Magazine. We're still building, and we're looking to build a team around this magazine with distribution all over. So if you are interested, you're into health and fitness, health and wellness, or just want to be healthy and decide, hey, you know what? I'm tired of this lifestyle, even though I'm just as Junda is, but I still want to be healthy and live a healthy lifestyle. At least try to do it. So
yeah,
that is fabulous.
That's fabulous. Thank you. I am so glad you made us go back.
Yes, me too. I was trying to put it in there smoothly. I tried, but
we don't do voice on this show, so let's not try.
Thank you so much for coming on the show and taking time out of your busy schedule, because we know you're busy.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys. And I truly appreciate you ladies. You guys are beautiful. Thank you so much for the support. And we, I hope more of us support each other. So God bless you.
Where can we find out more information
about you? Because we like to say it twice so people can remember.
Runway on IG, Runway International Shows. You can find me in Bodies Magazines. You can find me in www.runwayinternationalshows.org. You can find me. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Jade, would you like to wrap us up, or has it been too long?
No, I can do this.
Okay, go for it, Jade.
Thank you so much for our guest today. And you can find everything that you ladies are doing on www.andithoughladies.com. While you're there, take a moment, go to the middle of the page, to the charities that we proudly support. We hope you can support them too. We thank you in advance for that. And just remember, y'all wisdom is all around you if
you're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys, from Winona and
Jade. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.